What's up, world? This is We Need a Fifth. Man, Mo. Got my man Hill in the building.
Don't drive and do this. Trust me, yo.
And I got P on the line.
What's good?
Fellas, New Year's Eve. And we're coming towards the end of 2022. I don't want to give too many 20s out there. And I kind of want to talk about the future of the NBA. We're seeing a scoring explosion in the NBA right now. NBA's had 43, that's right, fellas, 43 40-point games in the month of December. That's the most all time in NBA history. Last night alone, we had 5 players score over 40 points. Jordan Poole party in Golden State against the Blazers, scores 41. Klay Thompson has a quiet 31, if y'all was wondering about that. Your man LeBron James out in LA, the King, had 47, 10, and 9, 1 assist away from a triple-double. Now he's officially the highest scoring player of all time on his birthday, on their birthday. He's averaging about 32 points on his birthday. CJ McCollum had 42 points against the 76ers last night. Zion quiet 36. CJ McCollum, 11 three-pointers. New Orleans Pelicans record. Giannis Antetokounmpo scores 43 and 20. Second consecutive game of 40 and 20. 43 points and 21 rebounds, I believe the stat is specifically. He joins Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain as the only 3 players in history to have a stat line like that for consecutive games. He also has 4 40-point games this month. And maybe saving the best for last, depending on who you are, and if you're a Knicks fan or not, this might not be the best. Did you see Luka? 61 points. The New York Knicks. And it feels like every major star has to have a major scoring effort against the Knicks. Like Michael had one, AI had one, Kobe had one, Reggie had one. It seemed like even your boy Trae Young, Hill, had one against the Knicks. I say all this to mention all this to say, hey, you guys think it's time for the NBA to start looking at rule changes to make it a little bit more balanced out as far as what defenses are able to do to stop some of this scoring? For example, one of the things that I was talking to Pete about the other day was, hey, should we adopt the international rule of allowing players to be able to take the ball off the rim, or at least off the backboard, to make it a little bit more competitive? What do you guys think? Am I bugging?
In my opinion, Mo, I feel like this is what they wanted. Understand what I'm saying? Like with getting an offensive rebound, a shot clock not resetting to 24 but 14, the non-hand checking. They wanted the pace of the game to speed up, because it's more appealing to the fans. So, if you're asking, it depends. If you want more defense, then that's something they could do. But I don't think the NBA wants more defense.
Wow.
I think they wouldn't have changed these rules to begin with. Like, I understand you're saying like the scoring explosion is too much. I think this is by design. Now it's a perfect storm. Let's take away nothing from the players. The players are just like so skillful in this era, but you combine that with the rule changes, the no hand checking, like I said before, speeding up the game with the shot clock not being reset to 24 seconds. This is what the NBA wanted. So I don't see them implementing anything like as far as goaltending to help defenders, because that's not what they want.
Yeah, I don't think that those rule changes I want to see. I'm not a fan of the international game. Let me first say that.
Wow.
I'm mainly domesticated here in the U.S. I'll leave it at that. That's my bias. What I do think they need to tweak are the individual offensive advantages that they allow in the players. One, i.e., the step back. I think that needs to be called a travel. I think the hesitation for per se that Ja Moran has, Luka Doncic has, and Kevin Durant has this distinct advantage over the defender. I'm not saying change the game, but call the game as is. Call the rules. I think they're giving a little bit too much individualistic leeway for these scoring outputs to exist. I mean, it's almost impossible to stop these guys in general, but now you're adding a cheat code. I mean, the hesitation dribble, the carry, the step back. They don't need these extras, which I think are hurting defenses. So I think just call the rules by the rules, and then those slight changes for those two things, I think you'll see some of the numbers, drop down, having people thinking about, their game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think the travel call is not called often enough in the NBA, and there are so many players violating that simple call. And it's funny you mentioned it, the hesitation dribble that, hey, they allowed them get away with a blatant carry most of the time. Oh, Mika, what's going on, man? How's everything?
Some vibes, family.
What up, brother?
What up, broskies? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother.
I'm in the rack.
Added them to We Need a Fifth. I got my brother down here. He's staying with me for a while. So welcome, We Need a Fifth family. I love the offense, which is being exuded, but I am a stickler. We know this. You know what I mean? I don't mind the game, but I like the game being played well. Even to the best players, which I love. I love Ja, I love Luka, I love Kevin Durant. But to me, I feel like they're better than that. And if they're not, they need to get in the gym and get better than that.
Definitely. Do you think the days of the defensive stopper or the NBA player that makes his bones or makes his fame off of being a defensive stalwart, are those days gone? Like, hey, the days of, hey, Dennis Rodman, or what people tell me is a Hall of Famer, Ben Wallace. Are those days gone? Bruce Bowen, just to name a couple of people.
Yeah, if that's exclusively, if that's all you're bringing, yes. But we still have Drew Holiday. You know what I mean? We still have Rudy Gobert, who I think people look at as, if not great, close to great defenders, but they could give you something on the other end. You know what I mean? So I think it's more of like a two-way thing. You need two-way players. You can't just play one side of the ball, especially on defense. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a lie. You can only play offense and survive in the NBA. But yeah, that's a myth that, oh, you have to play. No, you don't. It's not equal. Offense is, is worth more than defense in the NBA, or valued more. But yeah, no, I think they exist. They just look different now. You know what I mean? I think that you have as good defenders now, but they contribute more on offense.
Has it evolved? Because you had a spot allotted for, I think, each franchise. You had one slot allotted for the quote unquote defensive guy. You know what I mean? You had maybe 11 hybrids and one guy who you literally knew would just be out there either to be a defensive stalwart or have a solid 6 in hand. And he played defense. You know what I mean? Has that position just got, because Draymond's not that. He's way more skilled and advanced than that. I mean, if we just evolved into that, because Bruce Bowen, even he was getting out of that where he wasn't just as bad as a Rodman or Chris Morris, he was able to shoot threes. But each team had someone that allotted to that slot as a just straight defensive player, and you didn't even think about him being offensive.
I think it kind of fits into the conversation we're having in the sense of, hey, the evolution of NBA and how they utilize the rule changes to make the offensive production escalate. And I think this is a product of that, where, hey, because teams are scoring more, we can't afford to have a guy on the court that can't. It's a liability on offense. You can't afford to have that anymore.
Yeah,
It was different when you were able to, when the NBA was leaning more toward the defensive side, and that's what I'm gonna call pre-hand check, rules and stuff like that. Hey, NBA was leaning toward the defensive side where you had prominent teams keeping teams in the 80s or 70s. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to see a New York Knicks Miami Heat game relegated to the 80s. As opposed to now where we rarely see a game below 100.
Yeah, to go back to your question, Hill, I think those spots are now allotted for 3-and-D players. Like what's it, like Robert Covington, guys like that who could defend. Like if you could defend and hit threes, you got a pretty good shot at surviving in the NBA. But
or you got to evolve into someone like Draymond where you could be a facilitator of the offense.
Yeah, like you said earlier, like a Ben Simmons. Like I think people expected him to be more, but at this point, he's going to be in the league because he's a above average defender and above average playmaker. So basically, he's in that Draymond lane.
Yeah, people just expected him to shoot, Pete. That's all. Nothing.
Yeah, but Drake, they expect him to be damn near Magic Johnson. You expect what you want. You know what I mean? You're gonna
just shoot, That's all.
So yeah.
So that pesky Gerald Wilkins, that Vernon Maxwell just in there to put on him. Even Ty Lue was seen as just you're just going in there to disrupt and just be put on him, and we're not expecting anything, and we know we're going in and playing 5-on-4. Those guys are done.
I wouldn't say done, but Pat Bev and Tucker might be the last of the Mohicans.
Right.
They might be the last of the Mohicans.
Okay, no, that's fair. No, that's fair. Arenado, I mean that pesky type.
But yeah.
But he sets the table though.
Yeah, I guess he could give you something on offense. I'm not going to sit here and say I watched a whole bunch of Pelicans games, but when I saw him,
he's serviceable.
Yeah,
serviceable. He's not going. You're not going to run and say, "Oh, I got to have him on my squad." But he's a good, solid role player. Like he's starring in his role right now, Alvarado.
Yeah.
And what you call him is I guess is he two-way over there on Phoenix? Because he's one of the better ones defender-wise.
Bridges?
Bridges.
Oh yeah, I think he's
two-way.
Yeah,
really good two-way, right? He's good. He's a good player.
I think he's
a good player.
He's your current new prototypical role player. You know what I mean? He has offensive. He has like an offensive skill set of shoot, pass, dribble, and he could defend. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't do any of it great, but he could do all of it good enough.
Yeah, he's a good defender though.
No, yeah. Actually, his defense is probably his best attribute.
Yeah, right.
Okay, what's we call it? So we think the future of the NBA is pretty good spot, right?
Oh no,
we like where the NBA is headed.
I think if it's so all this talent, it looks so bright. Well, yeah, down the road, it's the income.
New renaissance.
Yeah, the income.
New renaissance, and we don't want to talk about what's coming a year.
I don't want to get into that. The NBA is.
You just want to be healthy. You just want to, as a person now, you want to be healthy. Not the NBA players. You want to be healthy to say, I saw Wembanyama play. Like you really want to be here.
Yeah, we could go to hell. You put me on. I knew there was an All-Star game. It was like, so I went to see the highlights.
He's dunking down.
The handle, he did like a curly nail. It was like 3 dudes on him, and he's dribbling
behind the back, in between the legs. Yes. It went down the lane and threw it easy. Went behind the back from top of 3-point line to end rhythm shooting 3. Yes.
I don't even think it's hyperbole. This is like the best NBA prospect I've ever seen.
Seen.
It's never.
I don't want to overhype Wembanyama, but I'm gonna even say this to kind of support what you guys are saying. Just think of it like this. It's harder to score in Europe than it is in the NBA because Europe still has hand checking rule. Players can still hand check each other. Players can still touch each other. That's part of one of the reasons why Lucas says, "Hey, it's easier to score here than it was back home." Because hey, in the NBA they can't touch you. So you think Wembanyama is I say all that to say you think Wembanyama is impressive now, Pete. Imagine when he gets to a league where they are not allowed to touch him. Like he's playing right now, he's giving you highlights in a league where, hey, they're allowed to put hands on him.
Yeah, but
For sure, and it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Now, transfer him to a league where all that stuff they're allowed to do to him in this league is a foul.
Him as a player, I got him as he's God mode. Like how he's created, he's God mode. But from the overall standpoint of a league, it's 10 times faster than the Euro League. Like this, so he's gonna have his stumbles. But who he is as a person, I've never seen anything created like that. His vision, his handle, his height is retarded.
Yeah,
It's just it's insane.
It's almost not even who he's playing or the rules. It's just what he could do with the basketball in his hand. You know what I mean? Like he's 7'4", and the handle that I saw, there's 6'5" guys that can't handle the ball like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'll shoot the ball like that. It's crazy.
And I totally agree with you guys. It's just that for me, like I look at Wembanyama and I think, all right, how would you try to D him up? How would you try to make him uncomfortable? It would be, hey, because of his slight frame, hey, be physical with him. Push up into him. He's in a league where that's legal. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, yo, in my head, he's alleviating my fear about, hey, Cat being physical with him because, hey, you're in a league where they actually allow that to happen. And, and you're still killing them. Yeah. So once you get to the NBA, they don't allow that to happen. You know what I mean? So, whatchamacallit, I think he's going to be a problem. And that's why I kind of brought up the subject of, hey, what does the NBA do to change defenses to combat that? Because soon you're going to have the ultimate cheat code in the NBA.
But you got to understand,
that's he's not going to be the only one, Pete. I think there's more coming down the line.
Yeah, but the last thing the NBA wants is to put something in that would stop him from being a star. You know what I mean? Like, like that's the last thing they're going to do.
Just challenge him, because I don't think he's going to have a challenge.
I think he'll have a challenge. I think he'll have a challenge. I think he'll be very successful. Don't get me wrong, but I think there'll be some growing pains. I think at the end of the day, he's like 19. He'll be like 19, 20 years old. So,
all right, people, hit us up on social media. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Let us know what you think. Do you like where the NBA is headed? Are you confident in the future of the NBA? Do you think the NBA needs to make some more rule changes to help these defenses out to deal with this offensive explosion? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, or email us directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Just some quick house cleaning, fellas. Ed Reed was just hired at an HBCU. I think Bethune-Cookman, if I'm not mistaken. JJ Watt retired, announced his retirement recently. And we go into tonight's game, college playoffs tonight, starting at 4 p.m. We got Michigan versus TCU, and then Georgia versus Ohio State. Fellas, have y'all been watching college football at all? Y'all got a dog in this fight? What's going on? Talk to me.
Harbaugh has to win.
Okay, that
I mean, can he justify his existence at Michigan? I mean, just win. I mean, beat Ohio State. I need a chip. I need
Yeah.
a championship.
Yeah, I haven't watched much college football, but I can't think the landscape changed that much that Michigan isn't supposed to beat TCU. And I understand TCU has made strides and they're probably maybe considered a powerhouse. Obviously, they're in the football playoffs, but you're Michigan.
I,
You are supposed
honestly,
to beat TCU.
honestly, out of the two games, I think the Michigan TCU game is going to be the closest one. I
Really?
still got Michigan winning. I think I don't think they're going to run away with it though. I think at most they beat about 2 touchdowns at most. Call it Georgia, Ohio State. That's the one I think is going to get out of control, and I think it's going
Yeah,
to get out
Georgia
of
winning
control.
big.
Oh yeah, that Jones boy that they got on that defensive line, he's he's big game hunting and he's
I
hungry.
want to see Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's what
I want to see Jr.
Yeah,
take off.
that's what I want to. I've heard about him, like almost like he's ready. He's pro ready now. So I just want to see him against Georgia. Just that'll be a good measuring stick to see how good he really is. You know what I mean? So that'll be interesting.
it's real good, yo. And only thing I think of is Michigan was able to put so much pressure on CJ Stroud this year when they played.
Mm-hmm.
And it was and Michigan's defense was able to put him in such distressful situations where it looked like, hey, he didn't look like CJ Stroud. My thing is Georgia's defense is a hell of a lot better than Michigan's. I think their defensive line is a hell of a lot better than Michigan's. Harrison, great wide receiver, probably the best out there right now. But you still got to get a quarterback to get it to him. I don't know if CJ Stroud is going to have a lot of time back there, guys. I really don't.
I mean, I got Georgia and Michigan in the final game. I definitely have it. But make no bones about it. And I have Georgia winning actually decisively over Ohio State. So I agree with you there. My gut tells me, and as a betting man, I would bet Georgia to win the national championship, period.
Oh, yeah.
Harbaugh has to win this game. I don't care how he has to win this game. I don't care how he does it. If he loses TCU, he needs to go back pro. That's one. And it's sad that he has as many chances to do so.
Yeah, let me stop.
I mean,
because that's telling. If you can't succeed in college,
get a race. Get a race.
Go to the NFL.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. Yeah, it's horrible how.
Great option.
But we know the landscape.
Yeah,
but I think though, honestly, with how subpar Michigan has been in the past, and especially their inability to beat Ohio State, the fact that Jim Harbaugh has 2 years in a row of, hey, I've been able to beat them the last 3 games, 3 or 4 games, I believe. Hey, I think that's brought him so much capital with Michigan. And I agree with you guys. He has to win this, but it's not like he has to win it for his job security. I don't think it's that type of game. I think he has to win it to continue the legacy of Harbaugh. To say, hey, listen, yeah, I told y'all we could do this, and I told you I could lead y'all there. To continue that legacy, yeah. But as far as job security, I think he's secure whether he wins or loses.
No, I think he's leaving Michigan on his own accord, but I think he's being pushed out by boosters. He's not producing. The boosters make the coach. And he's brought here to bring a championship, and he's brought consistency in winning. He's done it at the pro level. Harbaugh is a very good coach. He just doesn't win. And that has to translate into something. He's as good as Harbaugh is, he's nothing like his brother. But he's consistently in winning. So you can't take that away from him, but it has to show for it. Something has to show for it. You got to give me a chip. You didn't do it with the Niners. You didn't do it with Michigan. You've come close so many times, and you just not take him over the hump. If you're that guy to stabilize an organization, we get it. That's why he'll always have a job, because he's a great coach. But winning it says something for it. He's not a Bowden. He's not even a Les Miles. I mean, winning championships means something.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But it's sad, like
I said,
P was saying, like it's sad that he can not produce here on the college stage and still have every door open with him on the pro stage, which will be the case.
yeah, yeah. So Hill, you said you got
I got
Michigan and
Georgia
Georgia.
winning everything. I got Georgia
Okay.
winning everything.
P, what about you?
Yeah, I got Georgia over Michigan. I think the Ohio State Georgia game would be closer than what you guys think it will be. But I got Georgia winning it all. And yeah, I got them beating.
Okay. Hey, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. Who you guys got for the college playoffs, and who do you got winning the championships? Do you agree with P, Hill, and myself? I think we all got Georgia winning the championship.
You want to be wrong.
Or like my man P said, do you want to be wrong? Hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Or you can email us directly at weneedthefifth@gmail.com. Fellas, 2022. This is the last day of 2022. What stuck out to you guys in 2022?
For me, going against you guys saying that Golden State was the worst team in the playoffs and Steph Curry was the last MVP out of the four that was in the semifinal games and getting egg on my face and them doing a complete run and the Golden State Warriors being the 2022 NBA champions. That's for me. I think that's one of the biggest egg on face moments for me.
I
down Steph Curry and the Warriors.
I enjoyed that moment. You know, I have them as one of my standout champions of 2022. I got them and the Las Vegas Aces. Becky Hammond, rookie head coach, able to win the chip the first year. Asia Wilson dominating on both sides of the ball, just showing out. Asia Plum, Miss Plum, showing out in the finals. So those are my standout champions of 2022. Any standout?
Oh, don't forget the Gamecocks. The Gamecocks, South Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, and I got a gripe to pick with ESPN. How y'all do a year review montage? Y'all show Paige Beckers. You show the young lady from Iowa State, but y'all don't show the women's college basketball champions, the Gamecocks. Y'all don't show any footage of them. Like, is this what we're doing? This what we about? What stuck out to you, P? Hit me.
Definitely Golden State. You know, Steph Curry kind of cementing his legacy as an all-time great. Definitely stood out for me. I mean, that was like pretty much the as far as championship goes. And of course, yeah, South Carolina. I've always been a Dawn Staley fan from her playing days. So I was very happy to see her lead her team to coach her team to a national championship. So those two were like the outstanding moments for me.
And I know Hill is about to mention his favorite soccer player, Messi. that Argentina winning the World Cup.
Yeah, and I mean that's a cherry on top, right? That's what he's waiting for because you like to beat him up. Messi getting the World Cup and getting over that schneid was huge for his career, and I think he can go off into the sunset as one of the all-time greats. And you know, I guess we'll touch on that, how we add Pele into this mix on the ones that we have lost. But Messi now has that crown of best soccer player now, correct? This era. With that win.
Yeah.
With this era, yes, correct. Not of all time, of this era.
Yeah.
He's the LeBron James of this era, correct?
Well, yeah, if he's the best of this era.
Yeah.
You know, I'm speaking as a casual.
I mean, he's trying to fight it. Yeah, right?
I'm speaking as a casual, but to me, that had to cement him as, in my mind, he was already the best. This just cemented it. You know, he did whatever, you know, he had I guess you could say he had a proverbial hole in his resume. This was it.
And know what it is? It's you say he's the LeBron James of this era, and it's like I'm more inclined to figure he's like the Dr. J of this era or the
He's
Wilt
LeBron
Chamberlain.
because
No,
you can like
he's not
Mbappe,
just
you can like
One
heroin,
Neymar.
championship, one championship, like one championship. You can't compare him to multiple championship guys. Well, let's or the big Oscar Robertson. He can be compared to those type of guys. You know what I mean? But let's not jump out the building. You know what I mean? Like LeBron James on this
Well,
thing.
you really don't buy Messi.
That's where we're going with
Yeah, not at all. You can tell, right? What makes you say that, right? But I'm saying other people like Mbappe, other people like Neymar, other people like Ronaldo, other people, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll have their own. Like no way he's Neymar, no way he's Mbappe, no way he's these other players. But I think
I'll give you
Messi,
that.
I think Messi is the best player of this generation. I think he is. Now, likes, we're talking. I think his resume speaks enough for him to say that. But
Yeah,
I get the Ronaldo and the Neymar comparisons, but I
No,
got Messi.
Can I ask how many World Cups do these guys have? Like Ronaldo, like do they have any World Cup championships?
To your point, all about hey, he is the best player of this generation. No hands, no argument. I'll give y'all that all day. It's just when we start saying, "Oh, all-time greats," and we moving out of this generation, and we're trying to say encompass all-time and all-time soccer greats. All right, let's slow down where he's at. He's not at the top of that total.
Just now,
Yeah,
just of now.
yeah, yeah,
just
definitely. I'm totally with you guys on that. He's the best player of this generation. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, in my opinion. Like, hey, Ronaldo and Neymar, y'all shouldn't even be discussed with him, to be honest. Y'all don't have a chip. Y'all haven't been able to do what he's done. So, what you call it? I would give Messi that, but just as far as hey, the discussion about him being an all-time great or the greatest soccer player of all time, nah, I'm not there yet. No, and because he's retiring or going to Saudi Arabia, and I don't know what else he's going to be able to put on his resume to change my mind in that regard.
Right. And also what stood out to me was the fall of the African champion. That's what Israel Adesanya and Kamal Usman losing their belts in the UFC. So Francis Ngannou's the only one left, and he has a heavy task with John Jones coming in March. So there might not be an African champion going into the mid of 2023. So that stands out to me too.
Yeah. And also Morocco making a big leap in the soccer stage. They made it to the semifinals. What you call it? So, and that was a big thing for that country. So that stood out to me.
Yeah, but no one likes runner-ups, Domo. We like winners, so therefore they are. All we can say is that they're getting better. If they would have won, it would have stood out. But they are getting better, I should say. Yeah, but the Golden State, like I said, the fall of the African fighter with Usman and Adesanya, and South Carolina Gamecocks with Dawn Staley. That was pretty huge. I would love to have said the Yankees, but it makes no bones about it that Houston is, I guess, set for championships now, and hats off to Dusty Baker.
Yeah, I guess cheaters do prosper. Moving on. Notable retirements in 2022. At least retirements that we actually believe in 2022. Serena Williams, do we believe that she's really retired?
Yes.
She announced her retirement. Okay. Roger Federer.
Roger Federer. Yes.
He's really retired. Tom Brady, we saw that wasn't real.
Should have.
JJ Watt, you really think he's retired?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. And JJ Watt had a for him a stellar career, but I don't understand how it goes under my radars. Who cares? I don't know why.
Yeah, when I heard the news, I was like, he's probably at least top 5 in the last, during his era, at least. And but
Great player.
right. But I mean, maybe it's the lack of winning. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
when he retired, it was just like I know he, and to me, football is different. Basketball, I wouldn't say he's great. I think JJ Watt was a great player.
He is a great player.
Not. He'll never be Reggie White type level.
Nothing close to it.
Type level, and I think that's because he never was able to will his team to a championship like they did. He didn't figure it out.
But congratulations. I mean, great player, but congratulations. Like I saw it, I said, yeah, no, congratulations. You're great. I couldn't tell you anything. I was like, I know he disrupted. He was nasty on the field. And I said, okay. I just nudged it off.
See you in Canton.
Yeah. I think him staying, like you say, staying on subpar teams is a testament to his loyalty and stupidity. When it comes to how I'm going to rank him. Other people would say, like, oh, he was just great because regardless of what, he disrupted the game. Sure, he had 4 sacks, but they lost 24-3.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, sometimes the stats are the stats, but I don't think he had the impact as, the aforementioned Reggie White, someone like that.
Okay. Anything else in 2022 that really stood out? Standout moments? Fall of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Currency seems like it's having a lot of problems this year as far as what's going on with FTX, Binance, and stuff like that.
Almost to the point that they're gonna backslide their way into getting it regulated and maybe just totally abolished. Period. Yeah. I mean, they're doing so much now that you're gonna force the government. Government is trying their best, even with the coffers going into their pockets, because politicians lost millions of dollars. So it's going to be substantially regulated, like if not done with.
Yeah, a lot of people got hurt by it. It was interesting. I was watching the Miami Heat game. Apparently, the American Airlines Arena is now the FTX Arena. So yeah, not a great look for the Miami Heat. But,
no. Tom Brady, Steph Curry, they have tons of people that were just all under that banner. So
another memorable, I think in hip hop, for me, I mean, Jay-Z's verse on Khaled's album, Nas, in my opinion, dropped another classic album. Those two were probably like the standout moments for me in hip hop this year, hip hop music.
And hip hop not being able to get it right with homicides and arrests.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez convicted of assault, shooting Megan Thee Stallion.
YSL.
Yeah, I wish that brother the best, because I didn't follow it much because people were just talking. I didn't know what was real, but it sounds to me like he shot the young lady in both of her feet.
Yep.
Where's the conspiracy theory here?
They're saying that the girl, no GSR, no gunpowder residue on his hands. It was on the girl's hands. It's possibly that she's the one who. Listen, bottom line is, wrong place, wrong time. He's found guilty. If it's a sham job, you got more evidence. Have you another day in court on the appeal. Right now, this is how it's raged. I don't know if he was railroaded or not, bro. If he did shoot her, he's being convicted of it. If he didn't, then it's a wrongful conviction and see you in the appeal. I don't know what to say for this one. To me, I just got guilty from it.
Yeah, and I got the verdict, and from what I've heard, that's what it is. I just don't, I don't see the conspiracy or the controversy in this at all at this point.
So then it's do your time, then get the boot. Because he's from Canada.
Right.
Down here in the visa. Yeah. So then he'll do his time and then get kicked out the country.
Yeah. You're welcome. Kanye West loses his mind in 2022.
You'll say Kanye West will lose his mind in 2023. So I don't know if you want to take that one as because I think he will continue to lose his mind in 2023. So I don't know if you want to put a dash by this or.
It's tough, man. Tough. He loses Adidas sponsorship, Gap. Yeah, and he has plans to run for president for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me Too movement goes to court. Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, all are convicted of some type of assault or another.
Yeah.
Harvey.
Can't really hold my tongue on this one. Scumbags got what they should have got.
I feel you on that.
I'm not holding my tongue on this one. I feel strongly about this
one. Feel you on that. I couldn't agree more on that. I think the only one that really dodged a bullet was Johnny Depp.
Yeah. BG, Brittany Griner, in and out in Russia. Her whole ordeal with the Russian government being falsely incarcerated or improperly incarcerated was set free with a prison swap for the Merchant of Death. She's back in the United States. RIP to the legends, Pele, Franco Harris, Bill Russell,
Barbara Walters.
The
Pope died this morning.
The Pope, Benedict, I believe.
Yeah, Benedict.
Rest in peace to all those people. Hip hop on trial and under attack. Like I said, Tory Lanez convicted. Young Thug is undergoing a criminal trial right now for a RICO case. Has several of YSL indicted and convicted. Many of them took plea deals, from my understanding. PNB Rock was killed. Also, Takeoff from Migos. Migos was killed. Yeah. 2022 has been a tough one for hip hop.
Yeah. Just hope they get to change it around. I mean, you're talking about life-changing money being put into your hands and still having to deal with the problems prior to you achieving this money. It shouldn't mean for something. It just seems like money just, I guess, accentuates your problems as opposed to get rid of them. I guess that's a true statement. You think these guys would get out of their position and become millionaires. It just heightens it to more. Yeah, I mean, it's a sad commentary. Like, you get in to get out. So, heck of a year for 2022.
Yeah, definitely. Fellas, what's on the radar?
Ah, man. For me, is more consistency in taking this thing into another level for 2023 and having the fans come in and say their praises or say their dislikes for the show. You know, I want them to get out here and start talking to something more intervention. So you know, including everyone into this mix. You know, I love the way the show is going, and I love you guys. And I guess having 10 toes down and being above earth going into 2023, that's more so health. That's on the radar.
Pete, what's on your radar?
Yeah, more the same, you know, wealth and health to all my family, loved ones. Of course, you guys are both to me. And just the progression of the show, you know what I mean? More like Hill said, more fan interaction, you know, being on Discord more, being on social media more, and just, you know, growing the fan base and also incorporating that fan base in our soul a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting a lot of requests that people want to come on and everything. So hopefully in 2023 we could get that going to a more extent than we have in 2022. Looking forward to it.
Word.
Yeah, that's on my radar, and putting out a couple of warnings. Knicks fans, I'm coming for your heads. That's my 2023 New Year's resolution. I gotta come for the Knicks fans' heads. I'm sorry, y'all are the worst fans in the world. How do y'all still like the New York Knickerbockers with the mediocrity at best that they've given you for the last 40, 50 years? And y'all still talk about this is the team. My team is the best. Knicks fans, I'm coming for y'all in 2023. Y'all thought it was bad in 2022. It was nothing. I was practicing. That was warm up. I'm coming.
I couldn't agree more. Since Jalen Brunson is the new Isaiah Thomas of the league. I mean, according to
can't
Knicks
stand
fans.
it, Hill. Can't stand it. And everybody wants to suddenly forget how inconsistent Julius Randle's been. And he's the new Charles Barkley all of a sudden. I can't stand it. I'm done. I'm coming for you, Knicks fans. You can't escape.
Knicks fans, you had a pretty good 2022, man. Good luck in 2023. Most loyal fan base in sports, man. I got you.
And why? Why, P? Why are they loyal?
No, that I don't know. that I can't help you with. They just are. I'm not saying they should be.
Figure that out.
Just gotta
figure that out.
Everything y'all said is true, and they still stick by him. God bless them all.
All right, y'all.
2022 has been good. 2023 should be better. Also, hey guys, look out for us. We're doing a live stream hopefully later on today with the college football game. So look out for that on YouTube Live. Yeah, and stay safe and happy holidays.
We back on Anchor.
Happy New Year, guys.
Back on Anchor, so all of my podcast listeners, wherever podcasts can be found, you can check us out.
Yes, wherever you get your podcast, that's where we at. We need a fifth.
We outside.
Happy New Year, guys.
New Year's.